Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you present here to this seminar, How to Crack Competitive Exams After Graduation. We have with us here on the dais our guest speaker, Sir Jojo Mathew. We thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation and coming here today. Everyone, please join me in welcoming Sir Jojo Mathew with a round of applause. We also have with us Reverend Father Joachim Lobo, the director of Don Bosco College. Father Joachim is responsible for taking the initiative 3 years ago to bring the IAS training program here to Goa in the Don Bosco campus. Please join me in welcoming Father Joachim with a round of applause. I now invite Reverend Father Joachim Lobo to say a few words.
Very good evening to you. I'm sure you are looking up to this session. You are eagerly waiting, I suppose, to get some inputs on sessions like this. I will tell you a real incident that happened when I was in Maharashtra, posted there for some time. We were constructing a building, and a group of UP workers had come to our place, and they were working there. There was one man among them, young man, who was doing the ceiling work, a part of a group. Every break, he would rest a while, open his book, and read. I saw it happening many times. Every day, even in the night, he took permission to keep on the lights in some place so that he could read. So after some weeks, I asked him, "What are you reading?" It was all in Hindi. I know Hindi. But I was asking him what actually he was reading. He said, "I'm preparing for public services exams." I said, "You are preparing?" "Yes." He's saying, I am preparing for this exam. "And why did you come here then to work?" He told me, "My younger brother is also preparing for these exams. And he is now in the school, but side by side, we both prepare. I wanted little money, so I am come here and I'm working. And I send money there. The younger brother also gets education. And we are much into public service exams. We are all preparing from younger days." Now this group is from Uttar Pradesh. We are in Goa. We are called as quite literate among many other states. Kerala is first, they say. I don't know if the scenario has changed, but Goa has a good rate of those who are educated. So now when I look at that they are aspiring to do well and get into government kind of services, I wonder what happens to Goa. Why we are not so eager to do well? Why do we not want to study more and be successful in that field and get into kind of good jobs, government jobs? We have many here who are secretaries to the government's offices. All of them are coming from different states. You will find hardly anyone from our state. It's a good question to ask ourselves, why we ourselves cannot accomplish what the others are accomplishing without much facilities around. We have enough of education, we have things available, internet is strong, there are plenty of videos around, and now we have services of ALS, which is also online. And so it is easy to kind of pay attention, do well, and accomplish what we have in mind. So we have great hope in people, youngsters of Goa. So with that intention, we had started this IAS training group from ALS here. I hope it picks up a little more and you become courageous. You have enough strength to actually sit for exams and do well. Even if you fail, I suppose you have experience, you can do well once again. You are young, most of you, and you can still continue till the age limit. But we want to see people going and taking good positions in the big offices around. Are you interested in doing that? I suppose you are. You want to sit somewhere in a big office where people come and you can give permission, you can tell them, see, this is like this, if you do this, it will be better for you, whatever. You can decide things and you can tell people, those who are in the political field, that these are the things you can do to achieve greater goals in Goa, even in other states. And we want somebody like that. We are waiting for it. When we see that other states do well and they come here, they may not have bigger interest in Goa because they are not from here. If you are from Goa, you would know and you would want something better for Goa. You have better facilities implemented. You can propose things. When that doesn't happen, we cannot achieve much. They require intellectual people. Not all those who are holding positions are intellectuals who can do things better. If you can study well and show that you have the capacity and the capability to do well, you surely can. So, with those few words, I encourage you, look at that man who was working on the construction site. If you can keep that in your mind, the example of this man who was sitting there whole time after his work hours, working late in the night with the lights on in a simple place, in a big hall there actually, sitting at one corner and studying and going to sleep later. If he can think of achieving bigger goals, why should we not think of doing when we have better facilities than they have? With that note, I thank you for coming, and I hope that you will take to your heart and seriously think about achieving greater goals for yourself, answering exams without fear, preparing, yes, but happily doing it so that you can achieve at certain stage at least the goals that you have set yourself to achieve. God bless you.
Thank you, Father. Let me give a brief introduction about our guest speaker today. Sir Jojo Mathew is known as India's best IAS mentor with 30 years of experience in mentoring more than 50,000 IAS aspirants like me. Yes, I too am undergoing this program. He is also the director of ALS, that is, Alternative Learning Solutions, an institute which in the past 21 years is credited to have illuminated the career graph of 4 IAS toppers at first position, 36 rankers in top 10 position, 75 rankers in top 20, 205 in top 50, and altogether more than 3,200 successful candidates who cracked the UPSC exams. ALS has maintained a record of consistently delivering 20% selection every year, the most recent being this year in 2022, with 126 selections in the civil services exam results. Requesting Ma'am Sarah to kindly give a small memento to our guest. Sir Jojo and Ma'am Sarah, would you please come to the stage? Coming to the core of this event, I'm sure the audience is now eager to find out how they can crack competitive exams. So without taking any more time, over to you, sir.
Respected father and my dear aspirants, thank you for inviting me for this kind of a discussion. So this is basically to help people who are interested in some competitive exam preparation. And about my background, a few words. Basically, I'm a mechanical engineer from NIT Durgapur, which I completed 30 years before. Then I worked, then I prepared for civil services exam, but I could not get through. I appeared in the interview a couple of times, but unfortunately or fortunately, I did not get through. Then subsequently, I started preparing for or other training as students preparing for civil services. And that is how, or rather, in fact, that was in 1998. So last 24 years, I am into civil service training and coaching. See, as far as this exam is concerned, this is not a, it's not a very difficult exam. I mean, many a times, we have our fear that, this exam is difficult or subject is difficult. It is not like that. It is a general knowledge exam. General knowledge is something what we studied in school. We studied a bit of history, we studied a bit of geography, we studied a bit of civics, the constitution, a bit of economics, some general science. And then, of course, this exam also required some general knowledge or current affairs, what is happening around us. So basically, 80% of the syllabus, what is ultimately asked in the exam, it is not something very tough. Our history or our geography, our constitution, everything, we have already studied. Akbar is same, Akbar which we studied in school. Okay, and any competitive exam for that matter, we get many questions related to history, geography, etc. So if I ask you, who was the father of Akbar? Was the father of Akbar? Babur, no, not Babur. Humayun. Okay. And son of Akbar? Jahangir. Shah Jahan and Akbar's relationship? Okay. So anyway, what I'm saying is that the same thing, there's no change. We all of us studied the same. We all had the same syllabus. And similar questions are asked now. Okay, the only thing is that you may not be remembering it because you don't require it right now. But for this exam, we require whatever we studied in school. So, about freedom struggle, about Mahatma Gandhi, about Nehru, about Ambedkar, everything we have already done in school. Only thing is, in school, we did only for the purpose of getting some marks. But now we require as a part of our knowledge, and when questions come, we should be able to answer. So this is not a difficult thing. Now, many a times, the fear among people, I mean, the moment we say, okay, if there is a guidance program for civil services or IAS and all, many people, just by hearing the name, they will say, no, I don't want to come there. It's very difficult, and that. Okay, so this is because of lack of knowledge or other. It is because of ignorance we say that civil service is difficult. The subjects are not difficult, and in fact, entire syllabus like this only. Then geography, we studied in school. In fact, what are asked in the exam, it is much even less than what is taught in 12th standard level. If you know the 12th standard information, the information which is provided in the 12th standard book, you can easily answer all the questions related to geography. So, subject is not difficult, the difficulty level is not there, but competition is a problem. That is where the issue is. In fact, go to any college anywhere in the country, you will find some students preparing for civil services. And those are the people who are comparatively good in studies. So generally, we tell people that, if you're good in studies, you think of preparing for civil services. So the level of competition is a problem, because name any college anywhere in the country, you will find at least 5% of the students there preparing for this. So the best of the students in our country are appearing for this exam. That is the problem. Otherwise, there is no difficulty in this subject. There is no difficulty in what we are to study. In fact, if you look at the numbers also, number is not that frightening. Even for a railway job, the number of people who are appearing for a few hundred jobs. I was reading the other day that in UP circle, some 2 crore people applied. From 2 crore, some 200 people are getting job. So if you look at that number, it is very frightening. And it takes almost 3-4 months for the Railway Recruitment Board to complete one round of exam. Because so many people have applied. And there, even people with doctorate, people with MBA, and even beyond that, finally the gangman's job, where you don't require anything. Even 8th standard level, even less than that, can apply. So everybody is applying. So, but here in civil services, yes, around 10 lakh people apply. So again, by looking at the number, you should not be worried, because not all 10 lakh will go and appear in the exam. Like, I was told that even for this seminar, almost 100 people, took the, registration. So finally, only this much has come. Okay, even after taking registration, people run away, because they think that, no, don't go there, because somebody will catch you. Right? So the same problem. 10 lakh people apply. Just 5 lakh reaches. 50% of the people, 40% reaches the exam hall. Because even after application, they are worried. We should not go there. And in fact, for girls, it is free. Okay, no exam fee. Even then, people are not willing to go. Scheduled caste and scheduled tribe students, again, it is free. Even then, after applying, just 50%, 40% reach the exam hall. So, and even among that 4 lakh also, not all are serious. Some of them are just going and writing. Just only because it is free, some people are coming. Some people are accompanying somebody else. Okay, friend is preparing, he is serious, so I am also going. Okay, just to give some company. Okay, but if you look that way, across India, not more than 1 lakh serious applicants. From that 1 lakh, 1,000 seats are there. If you look that way, it is a good number. Okay, on an average, around 1,000 people get through this exam. That is the number of vacancies every year. But not all of them are IAS, because out of that 1,000 ranks, around 180 seats are there every year for IAS. 200 seats are there for IPS. 40 seats are there for foreign service. And other services all put together, it may be coming to around 1,000 seats. So the competition, the quality of the competitors are the problem. Okay, had it been a constable recruitment, even if a couple of more lakh people are there, we don't mind. Why? Because not everybody will be that qualified. But here, all are equally good, or that 1 lakh equal and serious people. From 1 lakh, we have to be in that 1,000. So the competition among, suppose 100 people are here, and out of that only one gets through. So it's a big challenge, and all 100 are good. So the level of the competitors are quite high. People are willing to work hard. Hard work is a challenge, or rather, they are there with that kind of hard work and motivation. So competition. Otherwise, the subject is not the problem. History, geography, anybody can study. No science. Hardly any science. Some science is there. That science is what we studied in maybe 8th standard level. That's all. So anybody can understand. Anybody can study. Anybody can get through. Only requirement is your commitment. Anyone who is in the age group of 21 to 32 and anyone having a graduation, they are eligible to write. No minimum marks required. Okay, no other qualification required. And along with that, of course, but what is required here is something of almost everything. You need a bit of, as I told, history, geography, etc., a bit of science, some maths, mental ability, reasoning also, but very light, 8th standard level. Some English ability, because there is an English paper, but again, 8th standard level. So all are quite normal, Anybody can, clear that hurdle, but the competitors, when they are tough competitors, then you have to be the best among the best. So that level of competition is a challenge. So competition is what we have to see, not the difficulty in the subject matter and all. Okay, that is one. And another very important, since competition is tough, we need to put in some effort. And since we have to study a lot of things, what we have not studied in our entire life, if you have to study for 1 year, so you have to put in a lot of time. Time is a big factor. And we have to study our optional subject. We have to take one optional subject also. Then we have to study our general knowledge, general studies. We have to read newspaper also. We have to solve this maths, mental ability, reasoning. So multiple things we have to do regularly so that, we are good in that. That is a challenge. So we need to have some good discipline in our day-to-day, activities. We need to have a timetable. We need to have a routine. Then we have to implement that routine. Making timetable is not a big deal for us. All of us have done many times in our school. Okay, especially when the new calendar year starts, we all make timetable. I will do like this. I will get up at 5 in the morning, then do this, that. And ultimately, after a week's time, you will be searching for that timetable also. Where is it kept? You don't even remember that. So our problem is not making the timetable. Our problem is executing, or rather implementing that timetable. So we need to have a plan. We need to have some disciplined hard work. That is one aspect. Second aspect is we need a lot of patience in civil service preparation, because it's not a one-day exam, and it is not something which is going to be over in 1 week or 1 month. It's a very, very long process. So suppose today you decide to prepare for civil services, and the first available opportunity to write the preliminary exam will be only next year, say end of May 2023. Then if you clear that preliminary exam, you will be called for main exam. That may be in October 2023. And if you clear that main exam, you will be called for interview. That may be in February 2024. And finally, when you get the result, it may be April 2024. So from today, if you count, even if you have to get through in one attempt, it takes almost 18 months. And if you did not get through in one attempt, if you have to appear one more attempt, then it becomes 30 months. So 30 months is 2.5 years. It's like a graduation program. So your civil service preparation is like a graduation program. You need to spend some time. And if you think you have no time, if you think you are in a hurry, then I will say don't even prepare. Because if you cannot spend that kind of time, at least 1.5 years of time. 1.5, if you are not getting through in that attempt, one more attempt means it becomes 2.5 years. So you need to be prepared for spending that kind of a time. If you are not having time, no gain, no pain, no gain. That's the point. So you have to invest in time, your precious time. So if you are willing to invest in time, and if you are willing to work hard work is not like something. It's like a marathon race. We have to consistently work hard. It's not that you have to work hard for a week's time and then relax. No, it has to be, a sustainable hard work, where every day you have to devote some number of hours. So, many things have to be done. So, if you are devoting time, if you are devoting, specific time for each activity, it will add up to 7 to 8 hours of your activity every day, minimum. So, a minimum of 7 to 8 hours of hard work, and that too for 2.5 years. That is what is required to get through this exam. Our aim is not just to appear in the exam. Appearing itself, we are afraid. But if you are just appearing and then not studying and getting through, that is not what we want. Don Bosco, Panjim is not interested in making you appear in the exam. We want people to succeed in this exam. So you can succeed only if you invest time and invest your precious, this youth for this kind of a preparation, and to gain knowledge. Because it's a general knowledge exam. You have to have knowledge, then only you can write something. If I ask you something, say, for example, if I say, tell something about Sri Lankan economic crisis. We all heard about there is an economic crisis in Sri Lanka. And now if you have to answer something, we need to know something about that. We need to know at least the names of the people. Who is the president of Sri Lanka right now? Ranil Wickramasinghe. Who was the fellow who has been thrown out? Rajpaksha. There are many Rajpakshas. So all brothers are ministers there. Okay, so Gotabaya Rajpaksha. Anyway, so what I'm saying now, if you have to write something, if you have to say something, at least we should know the name of a couple of people. So if you don't know that memory is not there, then you will not be able to write answers. So we have to develop and we have to, store information in our brain on a daily basis. So we read, we are living in an era of information. We all heard of everything, but we don't remember anything. In fact, almost 60, 70 years before, I think Keats said this, he said a very famous couplet. Of course, we have modified it. So what he said and what I am going to say is slightly different, but still, he said, where is the wisdom today? Then he said, it is lost in education. Then the next one was, where is education today? It is lost in knowledge. And where is knowledge today? It is lost in information. Right? We are living in an information era. And he said almost, I think, 100 years before, but it looks like as if he said it for now. We have information about everything, and we have all wrong information also. And misguided information. And WhatsApp University, you are all the products of WhatsApp University, right? And you have all unwanted information. But information and knowledge, what is the difference? I have information, I have knowledge. What is the difference? You have heard, but knowledge is something, you have, not only you heard, you remember, and you may be knowing a bit of facts and figures, plus why is it happening, what will happen. I am a knowledge, if I say, I have knowledge about Sri Lanka, I have knowledge about Sri Lankan economic crisis, then you ask me a question about Sri Lankan economy, I should be able to explain it properly with reason, with logic, and maybe I should be able to even predict a bit and say that, what will happen in future. So, knowledge is required. See, in fact, preliminary exam is a test of your information, where questions are given, answers are also given, you are asked to identify the answer. And if you are able to answer even 50% of the questions, you will get through preliminary exam. So, this is a test of recognition. You have to just recognize the answer. If you have that, you've heard something before, you may be able to make it. Even if you don't remember exactly the name and all, when 4 options there, you can identify. But when it comes to main exam, you have to write the answer. You have to write everything from your memory. You should have knowledge, then only you can write the answer. When you go for interview, it's a test of your personality. It's a personality test. Personality is your character. What kind of person you are. How well educated you are. Your education level will be tested there. I mean, you may have knowledge, but no education. Many of our the so-called communal leaders in our country, they are all doctorates and all. But how, if you are a doctorate and if you have so much of knowledge, how can you be communal? If that means what? Only because you have some doctorate or a big degree, you are not going to be a human being. So education, how well educated you are. Interview is about your education. Preliminary exam is about your information. Main exam is about your knowledge. In interview, your knowledge is not tested. Because already the knowledge is tested. How well and how good educated you are. So your education level, your character is tested. And in fact, civil service exam is the only place where all these are tested very systematically. Most of the competitive exams in our country, it is a multiple choice. Information is tested, and based on that information, you are selected. In fact, central government is saying in many of the jobs, they will not go for even interview. They will say no interview is required. There should not be an interview, only multiple choice test and take people. Then I say, why multiple choice also? Conduct a lottery and select people. That would have been sufficient. But anyway, this is our country, so we cannot say much beyond this. But interview is, ideally there should be a proper interview. You should know what kind of person, what is their intention, what do they want to do and all. If it is not there, how do we identify a person? Anyway, so this exam tests your information, your knowledge, your character, and of course, even a bit of wisdom also, whether you have some wisdom in your, character. Anyway, so you have to be dedicated, you have to be systematic, you have to work hard, and you have to gain some knowledge, general knowledge, which anybody can do. General knowledge is about our country, mostly about our country, our history, our geography, our economics, our constitution, and so many things. So, which is very easy. It's not difficult, but you have to do systematic study. Now, if you are a beginner, I always say, for beginners to start with, first thing you should do is that you should start reading newspaper. And in fact, this exam, if you prepare, you are preparing for all other competitive exams in this country. Not only for civil services. See, whether it is civil service, whether it is Goa Public Service exam, whether it is an SSC exam, whether it is a banking exam, whether it is an RBI exam, whether it is a Central Police Force exam, any competitive exam, there will be general knowledge. There will be a bit of history, geography questions. There will be some questions related to current affairs. If you ask who is the Vice President of India? Vice President of India. Jagdeep Dhangar. Speaker of India? Right. See, what I'm saying is that it is all happening in front of us. कौन बनेगा करोड़पति तो देखो कम से कम. All simple questions. And then we are wondering, what kind of question? Yesterday I was watching some local channel where they showed Sanju Samson. And they asked, he is the captain of which IPL team? Okay, I'm not saying that all of us should know everything, but simple things. If you create some interest, if you have some interest in what is happening around us, then, this is the exam. And all competitive exams require this. In economics also, so many things. Our, for finance minister comes and gives some ideas. So what is that going around? How is it working? Now, there is a stock market crash yesterday or day before. Why is it happening? What is the relationship in US interest rates and our interest rate, and why this happens? So, small things, simple things, what comes in the newspaper, it's a must. So, first thing required is, you please develop a habit of reading newspaper systematically. Maybe spend 45 minutes to 1 hour every day. And since you are also preparing for an exam, I will suggest you to write down some notes from that. Whatever you find it interesting and important, you please write down in a notebook. 45 minutes will give you a good idea. At least the front page, even if you are not reading the inner pages, the front page, the most important page of a newspaper is the front page, because that is where all important information about what has happened across the world will come. If there is an accident, it will come in the front page. If there is a new policy, it will be there in the front page. If there is an economic decision, come in the front page. Any political decision or a Supreme Court verdict, everything will come in the front page. And we need to have at least that basic information and some notes if you can prepare. That itself is a good beginning for any competitive exam. And then, if you have some idea about our history and geography which we studied in school, for that, best thing is you reopen those old books which we studied in school. 6th standard onwards, 6th standard to 12th standard history, 6th to 12th geography, 9th to 12th economics, 9th to 12th constitution, 6th to 10th science. Science only till 10th. Maths only till 8th. If you know, you can compete in any competitive exam with confidence. And in fact, every competitive exam, there will be some maths question, some mental ability, some reasoning, and so many books are available in the market. So many free websites are available in the internet. If you can just subscribe to some of them, free, no cost involved in that. And practice. You need practice in solving these multiple choice questions. If you can do that, you will be ready for any competitive exam. And civil service is one among them. And once you have that basic understanding and knowledge, some people come and tell me, sir, I am interested only in state service exam. What I am saying, why are you saying that you are interested only in state service? Only because you are not aware how easy or difficult is even the national exam. Civil service is not difficult. Now, if you prepare for that civil services, you are automatically preparing for the state service also. The syllabus is same. Questions are similar. Competition may be slightly different here because less number of people are appearing here. If Goa PCS service and civil service exam, syllabus is same. We are not even bothering to check whether it is same or not. Then we said, sir, I don't want to prepare there. I want to prepare this only. Why? You are not even aware that the syllabus is same. So, what I am trying to tell you is that don't discriminate any exam. Please appear. And there is no fee for appearing also for most of you. Or if at all the fee is there 100 rupees, I am sure 100 rupees is like peanuts as an exam fee if you have to pay. I am sure it should not be a factor which is stopping you from appearing in this kind of way. So, if you can start doing even 2 hours every day, even if you are in a college, if you are spending a couple of hours every day, and your life will change because you are gaining knowledge, you are investing time for developing knowledge, and if you have knowledge, you can appear in any of these competitive exams. So, you give up your fear because of the fear of competition. What will others think and all? Nobody will think anything. They have no time to think about you. Our problem is, those who are preparing also will come and tell, sir, don't tell others that I am preparing for civil services. Is it not? And if you are preparing, will you tell your neighbors and all, I am preparing for... No, don't tell anybody. Be secretive. I have no issues. But our problem is, our fear of failure is what is stopping us from even telling others that I am preparing for civil services. And if you think big, even if not civil services, maybe state service at least. And the people who are getting in state service are those who actually prepared for civil services. Then only you will get through state service. And if you start with state service, you may not get anything. So, your first focus should be to, invest some time. You decide that, yes, I want to prepare. I want to invest some time. See, if you invest a couple of years, results will be there. If you prepare for this seriously, that's what I always tell everyone. If you prepare for civil services seriously, you will not be unemployed. You will get one or other job, good job, because you have developed enough information, enough knowledge, which can be utilized in other areas also. Because, see, in fact, even if you become a teacher, if a teacher, say a science teacher having some history knowledge, people will say, wonderful teacher, he knows or she knows so much. Or a teacher having some geography knowledge. See, these days, the worst information I think people have is about geography. Even if we say even 10 states, you name 10 states and its capital, most people are not able to say. Those who are preparing for civil service will tell, of course. If we ask them to even name the countries in South Asia, we may not be able to even tell. In fact, when you start preparing, only so many things we realize in the globe and on the map. I still remember one candidate many years before, he came and told after my geography class, he said, sir, first time I realized that West Bengal is in the eastern part of the country. He was always thinking, all through his college, he is a graduate, coming and saying, sir, I engineer, but of course, okay, so no idea about history, no about geography. Engineers have no idea about anything else other than some maths and physics. So he came and told, sir, I thought West Bengal is in the western side of the country. He thought Gujarat is West Bengal. It was West Bengal. Okay, so this is the problem with most people in our country. So this is an opportunity. Learn and you can use it. And you will be a better knowledgeable person. You will not be fooled around. Nobody can fool you then if you have some basic knowledge. So preparing for civil service can be of great help in all these things. And as I told you, it's not difficult. We have all guidance. Earlier, technology was a problem or distance is a problem, people used to come to Delhi for preparing for civil services. Today, all facilities across the country, in Goa, in this center, our classes which we are taking in Delhi, we are live telecasting it using satellite, not internet. So whether it is rain, whether it is sun, whether it is cyclone, our classes will run here because it is directly receiving through satellite. It is not linked to internet. Even if there is no power in the city, our classes will run here because a battery is sufficient for us to receive our classes. Of course, tube light should be there. That I'm sure Father will ensure. But otherwise, our classes cannot be stopped. Even if there is snowfall, our centers are in Shimla and in Srinagar also. So, whether it is snow, in fact, once I was explaining about this satellite, then immediately, the Shimla center student said that, sir, now it is snowing here. Snow is going on, but classes will not stop because this technology, we are receiving it directly from. It's an interactive class. You can ask doubts, you can ask questions. We can see, of course, you are not standing up and asking, of course, you have to type it. Immediately we can see your doubts. It's as good as you are sitting in front of the teacher in here. But of course, the teacher is on the screen. That is the only difference. Material is same, tests are same, content is same, teachers are same. So it's only a question of you taking a decision about whether you want to prepare for this exam or not. And it is possible. It's only those who work hard, only who think that they can do, they will get through. So some hard work is involved, but a couple of years of hard work which anybody can do. If tomorrow is an exam, if your exam is a college exam, how many hours you will study? Tomorrow is the exam. Today, how many hours you will study? If tomorrow is the exam, will you sleep whole night? No, you will not sleep. You will sit and study. Some of you may not even sleep. So, if for one day we can manage even 16, 18 hours. But, 7, 8 hours, next 6, 8 months, anybody can do. It's not a big deal. Even a government job, if you are a government, if you get a government job, you have to work 8 hours a day. If you get a private job, you may have to work 10 hours a day. So, when you have no job, please work at least 8 hours to get a job. So, which is possible. It's not difficult. Okay. And you have to divide your time, that's all. You have to divide some time for maybe the classes. You have to divide some time for self-study. You have to divide some time for maybe newspaper reading. You have to read that NCERT book. So, maybe another, say, couple of hours. So, if you divide your time in a day for at least 5 different activities, 8 to 10 hours of work will automatically happen. So, but this has to be sustained for next 12 to 18 months, which is possible. And you just think of the result. You think of all successful people in this world. They all work hard. That is why they are successful. If you don't work, no result. Finally, even Rahul Gandhi understood that we have to work hard. He is walking. Now it may be, we thought it's a joke. Then now you see the last 20 days he's walking and every day 25 to 30 kilometers. So it's not a joke. So he started doing. The results will come. You start reading NCERT, results will come. Now what kind of result he will get, time only will tell. But if you are not working and if you are sleeping at home, what result you are expecting? I am saying he will definitely get results. What is that result? We don't know. But if you are not even trying, what result you can expect? So please start. This is the time. And at the age of 40, you cannot do this. You have to do it in between 21 to 32. 6 attempts are there. It's too much. In our time, it was 4 attempts and the age was 28. Before that, it was 26. British started with 26. They started with 24, then it became 26. Till 97, it was 28 years of age. Then it became 30. Now, subsequently, in 2010, it became 32. Attempts are increasing. After some time, you will come to know that till death, you can appear for civil service, So, that stage will come in our country. So, anyway, but we don't require that much. 2 years, 1.5 years, as early as possible. You work hard, gain this knowledge. And then, if you're not getting through this, you can think of something else. Other exams, everything will be there. Even central police force exam, CISF and BSF and all those things where the assistant commandant exam. The same syllabus, absolutely same, no difference at all. And those who prepare for civil service, they automatically get through there and nobody else get through. So you have to just imagine that. So whoever is getting through in Central Police Force exam, only thing that the age limit is 25. So till 25 only you can appear there. But all of them are civil service aspirants. Any state exam you take, whether it is Maharashtra PCS or Goa PCS, anywhere, successful candidates are those who prepared for civil services. So you have to also do that if you are interested in a proper government job. So, and then from Goa and all, the advantage is, after getting through Goa PCS, within 8 to 10 years, there is promotion and become conferred IAS. So you can, but first you try for that, then only you can get this. So please think of it, and it's a golden opportunity. Facilities are there, material is there, content is there, guidance is there. Your will to work hard should be there. That is the only thing which is required. So that's all from my side. Please think and take it seriously, and opportunity is there with you. So now I would like to invite some questions if you have. Any question related to this exam? See, let me ask you another question. If a new collector comes to your district, what do you expect in that person? What is that you want? What character you want? Tell me. I mean, all of you can tell. What do you expect in a good collector? He should be helpful. Then? What else? A problem solver. He should not create problems for you. He should solve the problems and give you.
He should seem like an authority figure.
He should be like, he should behave like an authority. He will solve the problem. He is compassionate. He should be honest. He should be hardworking. He should be punctual. That's what we want. Some leadership qualities should be there. This is what exactly we want to see when you come for interview. So, please think of those characters. Right? Basic minimum is honesty, integrity, some punctuality, some organized person, some leadership qualities. So, we are searching for all these things when you come for interview. So, this is the character I want. What else?
So where will the center for exams?
Center is across India, including Panjim.
Okay. And for an interview also?
Interview, you have to come to Delhi.
Oh.
Okay. But it will be a happy thing to go to Delhi, na? For interview. You say, I am going to Delhi. Why? I am appearing in civil service exam interview. People will take you. Air ticket free mein kar dega.
So in prelims, main exams, what type of questions will come? Like,
See,
it is like a essay type or a
Yeah.
essay type?
All are essay type questions.
Okay.
But our essay is a very small essay. Just 150 words and 250 words. Okay. And no choice, in civil service exam. All questions are compulsory. And essay. But syllabus is there. Hey, don't think that civil service, people say anything under the sun will be asked. No. Of course, after seeing the question, you know that it is under the sun, but we knew. I mean, there is a syllabus. Okay. There is paper 1 syllabus, history, geography, social issues. Paper 2, it is constitution, international relations, governance. Paper 3, economics, environment. We have proper syllabus. And questions are asked within that syllabus. Very rarely you will get something out of the world which is never part of the syllabus. Very rarely. And if at all it comes, there is no problem because it's common for everyone. Nobody will answer. So we should not be worried. So there is syllabus, there is pattern. You can easily understand all these things.
So, which type of newspapers we have to read?
I will prefer you to read an English newspaper. The Hindu can be the best option, or the Indian Express. These are the two best newspapers, especially for, they are exclusively, catering for civil service aspirants these days. And since 10 lakh aspirants are there, another 10 lakh people are serious about, thinking about this exam. Even if you are not preparing, many people purchase this newspaper. May not be because of their interest, their parents' interest. Okay, so they have even, in Indian Express, for example, they have a couple of pages only Express explained. They will pick up 5-6 topics of the day and they will explain the way it is required for the civil service exam. So you need not even buy a physical copy of the newspaper. You have online copies available these days. I think around 1,500 rupees annual subscription. And if you are buying online, then I will suggest you to subscribe Indian Express.
Our current batch students also can ask questions if you all have any difficulties.
Even parents can ask questions, so no problem.
Good afternoon. I understand you already have this online classes taking place. Any possibility of you setting up a physical class?
See, this is a very specialized coaching. The problem is an ordinary college lecturer or professor cannot teach this. Even though you say history is history, but what is asked here and the way it is required and what is required to be answered is exclusively, it can be normally taught only by those who have appeared in the exam and failed in this exam. Okay, so that.
So you are conducting.
I am a failure.
You're the facilitator. No, you're the facilitator. You're conducting it from.
Yes,
Delhi.
yes. So all our teachers, minimum requirement, not even to become an academic coordinator in the institute, minimum requirement is they should have written at least main exam and they could not get through. So only such people who understood the vigor and rigor of this program, the exam, are the people. So the problem, in any place, especially outside Delhi. See, Delhi, the economics work because students from across India reaches there. So there is an ecosystem for that. But if you are to, send teachers to Goa, then not the best grade teachers will not come. So those who may not have much work in Delhi will come.
Goa is a place everybody wants to come from.
Then
Delhi.
Goa, people want to come for something else, right? Not for studies. So that's a problem. So if this economics will not work. So advantage of this kind of our kind of classes, the best teachers, since it is related at least to 50 centers. So I cannot afford to allow a second level teacher to teach the topics. So the best teachers are coming in the online space because it is to be relayed for all centers across India, the same class. And in front of us also around 500 students are sitting and attending in Delhi also. So same class, it's not a studio class, it's a class for the Delhi audience. The same thing is relaying for everyone. So that way you will get the best teachers and the best faculty in online. If you are sending someone, not the most popular one because he's so busy there. So this is better than physically people coming down. That is only a problem, as I was mentioning. The only difference is we are not physically present in front of the students, but we have a coordinator to coordinate and support, conduct tests, everything is there. So it's no less quality in the class.
Thank you.
So if he's passed prelims and mains and he fails in interview, so again you have to attempt the prelims and mains.
Yes, one attempt means you write preliminary. If you clear, you go for main. If you fail at any level, next year preliminary you have to write again. So no recognition of clearing preliminary, clearing main, appearing interview, no reward until you get a final rank in the list. That's a problem. What else?
Okay. From the current batch, I've had some students asking me questions, but they are too shy right now to open their mouths. They want to know about time management. They're actually current students. They are undergoing the classes, But regarding completing, how are they supposed to study every day? How are they supposed to manage their time?
So, as I told, there are 5-6 things to be done every day. First of all, 2.5 hours of our class, so you have to attend it mandatorily. Then at home, at least you should spend 2 hours to study what is taught in the class or to memorize, to consolidate. That is the first thing you should do at home. Then, say 1 hour of newspaper reading and making some notes, and we already provide you that monthly magazine for current affairs, so you spend 1 hour on that every day, so that 3-4 in that magazine every month we are getting around 120-130 stories. So 3-4 stories every day you study, because that's part of the material. So 2 hours for newspaper and current affairs, 2 hours for optional subject whichever you are taking, and 1 hour for all this. It's 2 hours for NCRT, and then 1 hour for solving questions. Okay, half an hour for multiple choice and half an hour for long answer writing. 3-4 answers you can write. So 2.5 hours of class, 2 hours of self-study for the class, that means 4.5, 2 hours of your optional, 6.5, 2 hours of NCRT, 8.5, 2 hours of this tests and newspaper and current affairs. So it's around 8 to 10 hours will come in like that. That is the only way. What else?
After clearing the exams, after supposing they've cleared the exams and they're among the top 1,000, and what happens after that once they choose which area they want to get into?
Immediately you'll be called for training. It's a 2-year training, and 1 year will be in the institute, and in some of the training institutes, 1 year normally field training, and then independent posting. So once you clear, job is perfect, pakka. Okay, so they will not leave you out. So 2 years of training will be there, but paid training. What else?
Anyone else? Any more doubts?
So we have our classes here. We also have those who are going for colleges. We have a weekend program also. That's Saturday, Sunday program. 4 hours each, Saturday, 4 hours in Saturday, Sunday. So that's a foundation for, it's a 2-year program. That also can be thought of, so that you can use it if you are already in college, if you don't want to do a full-fledged course. So that is a foundation for all competitive exams. That also is there.
Sir, who takes the interview?
Interview, there UPSC, Union Public Service Commission, government appoints UPSC members. Half of them are bureaucrats, retired bureaucrats, and half of them are academicians in that. Okay. And then interview board consists of 5 members. 7-8 boards will be there. Each board will be headed by a UPSC member. And then in that, 2 bureaucrats and 2 academicians normally. So total 5 members will be there. And 1 lady member will definitely be there to ensure that there is no gender bias. 1 from North India, 1 from South India, 1 science graduate, arts graduate. So there will be a proper balance in the board, so that no bias against any person. So they ensure that. So UPSC has a very, very age-old practice of identifying the members to be there, and a lot of secrecy is involved in that. If a member is invited, or if a person is invited to be in the board, normally not more than 2 years, he will get a chance, however good he or she may be. And even candidates don't know who will be interviewing them. After reaching on a particular day, they draw of lots, and through the draw of lots, it will be decided whose board will be taking interview. So no malpractice there. So it's quite organized, and the most, I'll say, upright exam in this country. No manipulation.
And what about when it comes to corrections of the papers?
Correction also is like that only. It is corrected only in the UPSC center. The best of the faculties across India, the professors from various universities are invited. And that is a prestige for them to go for civil service evaluation. And again, they are also not allowed to evaluate for more than a couple of years. So a lot of, safeguards are being taken.
So procedure for registration exam. How
In
to do-
exam?
Yeah.
That comes, notification comes in first week of March normally or end of February. It comes in all newspapers.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can search in UPSC website. They might already come out with the timetable for this. Exam dates are already fixed. Okay, I think May 28th is the preliminary exam. So the notification will come in February. That date also might have already been published in the UPSC calendar. So you can see that from the website.
In Goa, who's coordinating and what is the schedule?
Here.
Is
In
held in this premise?
Yes.
Okay.
At this premise, she is the
She's a
coordinator.
coordinator. Okay. What are the timings like?
Timing, see, our classes at Delhi, so here at 7:30 in the morning, 7:30 to 10. So we have weekend programs at 1:30 on Saturdays and Sundays. So this year only one batch, but otherwise normally we have an evening batch also. But this year we are not running. Next year onwards we'll be having that also.
Thank you.
So if it is not there, thank you so much. Thank you for listening. I hope we could add some value, and those who are still thinking how this will happen and all, you can come for some demo classes. You can come and see the classes maybe tomorrow or any day. Just see how the classes work. And it is as good as teacher coming and standing and taking the class. That feel you will get it. Okay. Or I come Saturday at 1:30. Every week we have a current affairs class. You can come and attend that because you will not be out of place. Some event which has happened in the last 1 week, we will be taking up 3-4 topics. So you can come for that also. Okay. So thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I call upon Muskan to give the vote of thanks.
While she's giving us the vote of thanks, I will be just giving you all feedback forms, okay? Please fill them up and give it to us before you leave.
I take this opportunity to thank you. I take this opportunity to thank you, Sir Jojo Mathew, for accepting to our invitation to enlighten our youth in Goa today. I also thank Reverend Father Joachim Lobo for inviting Sir Jojo and having this event, and for introducing IAS coaching here in Goa at the Don Bosco campus. I also would like to take this opportunity to thank Ma'am Sarah for coordinating this event. And last of all, I also thank all the students of current batch of this training program for all their assistance. God bless you all. Thank you.